Manny Pacquiao is the younger of the two men at 36. He was born in the Philippines, where he is heavily involved in politics. He's been fighting for 20 years, during which time he has had 64 fights, losing just 5. He's had 38 knockouts, although none since 2009. His best wins were probably against the legendary Oscar De La Hoya, who he effectively retired, and then Britain's Ricky Hatton, and that was a brutal knockout. He stands just under 170 centimetres tall. 170 is his reach. Floyd Money Mayweather is 2 years older at 38. He was born in the USA and won a bronze at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996. He has a perfect record as a professional, 47 wins from as many fights with 26 knockouts. His best wins, well, they look familiar, don't they? Although you can include his points win over Canelo Alvarez in 2013. He's 4 centimetres taller than Pacquiao and has a considerably longer reach. Well, Mayweather says that Manny Pacquiao is going to try to do what 47 others before him have failed to do. Apparently, he'll be victim number 48. Let's see if my guests agree. Over in the red corner is Sanjeev Shetty, boxing author, looking mean and snarling there. Don't worry, he does talk. We'll get his view in a moment. But first, let's go to our boxing reporter, Adi Adedoyan, and find out what he thinks. We've waited so long for this fight, 5 years. Finally, we're here. Why has it taken so long?
Well, initially negotiations broke down because of Mayweather's insistence on Olympic-style drug testing. Then money became a problem because Mayweather felt he was a bigger star, the bigger draw, so he should earn a bigger share of the purse. One man who did go the distance with both of them was Sugar Shane Mosley, a former world champion in himself. And he said the thing that surprised him about Manny Pacquiao was just how hard he hit. He said he literally touched me and I went down, couldn't believe it. As far as Mayweather's concerned, he says he's very elusive. And that's the problem that Pacquiao's going to face, trying to catch him cleanly.
I think that Manny Pacquiao is the type of fighter that I wouldn't say willing to die, but willing to die in the ring. When I shared the ring with both guys, Manny Pacquiao obviously hit the hardest. I was surprised how snappy his punches were and how powerful they were. Being that it didn't really feel as powerful. I didn't feel the weight of the shots. It was like he just touched me and I went down. I think that Mayweather could knock Pacquiao out, unless Mayweather just falls asleep and says, you know what, I'm going to try to hit you with this right hand, and Pacquiao hits him, catches him good. Then, Manny Pacquiao has a chance.
Sugar Shane Mosley there giving us his thoughts and views on the fight. Adi Adedoyan, you're going Mayweather. Why?
I think Manny Pacquiao has all the tools to cause Mayweather problems. He's a hard puncher, he's aggressive, he's a left-hander, a southpaw, and they're very awkward to deal with. But if you watch Mayweather's career, he's been able to adjust to whatever style he faces in the ring, and also to control the tempo and the rhythm of the fight. And I think that could be the key for him.
Adi going Mayweather there. We'll catch up with you later in the show. Let's go over to our boxing author, Sanjeev Shetty, who disagrees too. Sanjeev, I was noticing the prize purse is split 60-40 in Mayweather's favour. Why does Pacquiao get the raw end of the stick here?
It's not exactly slave labour, is it, Nick? I mean, they're both going to make millions out of this fight. Pacquiao has done all the calling out on this when he's called out Mayweather on Twitter. He's wanted the fight more than Mayweather. He's agreed to all the stipulations. No one thinks, though, that he can win. I couldn't find anyone, apart from myself, who thinks he's going to win. I spoke to Kell Brook, a world welterweight champion from Great Britain, who says that he thinks Mayweather is going to win, but he says that Pacquiao's southpaw stance, like Adi said, will cause him problems.
Southpaw opponents are more awkward than orthodox opponents. But with Manny Pacquiao, I think in this fight, his best shots are like, he chucks a lot of shots. Yeah. A lot of shots, and he comes at angles. So for me, it'd be the step out and the backhand, and he comes in and he's chucking shots from these angles. Right. What Floyd Mayweather's not used to his opponents chucking. He comes from angles and he's dipping and he's coming from different angles and he's stepping out and he's coming from these angles and he's stepping round you from side to side. While Pacquiao's chucking shots, Mayweather's going to try and counter him within.
If you want to buy a ticket to this fight, it's going to cost you around $3,000. That's if you're lucky enough to get one. Watch it in the comfort of your own lounge room. $100 a pop in high definition. Supply equals demand here. Promoters know people really, really want to see this fight. So the BBC caught up with Barry Hearn, a legendary promoter of the sport, and asked him about the scale of this one.
5 years ago, it would have been a better fight. But 5 years ago, it would have been a quarter of the size. Isn't it strange how these things evolve? So whether they are both geniuses and the teams behind them have created this amazing fight on May the 2nd, or whether they just got lucky, I don't know. But the world is waiting for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Is this bigger than Dempsey? Is this bigger than Sugar Ray Robinson? Maybe not in terms of numbers, but certainly in terms of financials. There's never been a fight like this. To put it in perspective, the live gate money and the local closed circuit TV in bars will generate more money than the Super Bowl final.
Manny Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach says that Mayweather will forever be known as Mr. 47-1 after he fights Pacquiao. He is confident that the Filipino has what it takes to beat him. For Mayweather, it's a desperation to protect his unbeaten record. So Addy joins me again. Addy, Freddie Roach, he can talk up his fighters with the best of them, can't he?
I love the build-up to these big fights, and I love the mind games as well. Freddie Roach reckons Mayweather's unbeaten record is going to be a huge burden to him, and it's going to put him under a lot of pressure come fight night because he's going to be so desperate because he wants to go out with this unblemished record. It says he's going to retire at the end of this year. As compared to Manny Pacquiao, who's lost a couple of fights, so doesn't go in there with the same pressure. Now, Justin Juco is a retired Ugandan boxer who was trained by Freddie Roach. He faced Floyd Mayweather back in 1999. He sparred about 80 rounds with Manny Pacquiao before he retired. And he says for Pacquiao to win this, he needs to go back to the Manny Pacquiao of 2008, 2009, 2010, the guy that overwhelmed Oscar de la Hoya, Miguel Cotto, and Ricky Hatton.
Remember, like Mike Tyson, the way he used to throw punches. Tyson was strong, but Tyson was a combination puncher. He could hit you with 3-4 punches, and you think he's hit you with one. So that's Manny. Manny throws punches in bunches, 3s and 4s and 5s. And he keeps doing that, so he wears you down. And I believe in this fight, the one who will set the pace, because people forget that pace of the fight is important, because it makes you control, do things you want to do.
I want to ask you about the glitz and the glamour. Mayweather's getting a $25,000 mouthguard with $100 bills and diamond dust in it.
Another reason for me to think that Pacquiao is the man. That proves to me that his mind is not on the job. When these sort of fights come along, you have to be 100% focused on what you're going to do in the ring, not what you look like.
Yeah, but hang on a minute, Sanj. That's why he's called Floyd Money Mayweather. That's the whole point. That's the part of this alter ego. He creates this character that makes people take notice. Whether you like him or not, you pay an awful lot of money to see him either win or to see him either lose. That's why this bout has generated so much money. Also, as far as the focus is concerned, remember, this is a man who fought before he went to prison and fought after he came out of prison, and there were still both impressive performances. Whatever happens in his personal life, the one thing that's been consistent about Floyd Mayweather throughout the years is his performance in his ring and the dedication to the sport.
There's a reason that he was in prison. He does stupid things when he's not in the ring. The ring is the only place where he has been safe, but he won't be safe on the 2nd of May. And one other thing that you have to remember about Manny Pacquiao, he fights with the weight of the nation on his shoulders. He's the most famous person in the Philippines. In 2013, there was a typhoon in the Philippines. He fought about 2 or 3 months later, put on a fantastic performance. I was there against Brandon Rios. He's going to do it again on May the 2nd.
All right, you're parochial, Sanj. Pacquiao needs you in his camp. Addy, just before we go, a last word from you. Shouldn't we be waiting for a punch to be thrown? I spoke earlier about the thriller in Manila, great fight of this century. Will this one live up to the hype?
I think just like the thriller in Manila, it's got all the ingredients to make it a great fight. What made that bout great was their rivalry, Muhammad Ali's and Joe Frazier's. It was very fierce, just like Manny Pacquiao's and Floyd Mayweather's. Also, it's the biggest fight of their careers. None of them will want to lose. Plus, if what Freddie Roach is saying is correct and Mayweather has slowed down a step, it means it's going to be easier to hit. So it's going to make for a better spectacle. At some point, he may have to stand in the center of the ring and trade it out with Manny Pacquiao. And I think that's what's going to make it great.
All right, enough you two. We are edging ever closer to the first bell in what promises to be an epic boxing contest. Manny Pacquiao has already alluded to the fact that he wants to continue his career in Philippines politics when this fight is over. Floyd Mayweather, he's definitely got another fight already. But first things first, let's settle the score. May the 2nd, it's Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather to be the best pound-for-pound boxer in their generation. From myself, Nick Marshall-McCormack, our boxing reporter, Addy Adedoyan, our boxing author, Sanjeev Shetty, that is it from this special edition of Sport Today. We'll see you soon.